Yo, good morning, YouTube. It's leg day. Just having a little pre-workout snack, meal, whatever. Getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning. You know me, doing these early morning workouts. Yeah, so if you want to gain in the gym and get big and get size and put on mass and get stronger, you have to push yourself. You know, you can't just go hopping machine to machine and doing like 5 curls of lightweight and then just, you know, you actually have to push yourself and you have to push your body. I mean, most people can't endure the pain that it causes when you're working out hard, you know, or the burning feeling, you know. Obviously you don't want to feel like pain in your tendons and like joints, but most people can't tolerate the pain to push themselves every single workout. You need to push yourself hard in order to grow. So no fooling around in the gym, you know, locked in, pushing yourself to the absolute limit, the max. And that's what I've been doing every single workout. Going up in weight, every single workout, I increase my weight. I'm gonna eat this and then we're gonna go hit legs today. Hamstring focus today. So I think I'm gonna do some front squats, RDLs, leg curls. Yeah, we'll figure out the rest. All right, well, I'll see you guys later in the gym. Peace. Yo, just got to the gym. It's leg day, baby. I get warmed up, and then let's get into it.
On one given night, if you worked hard enough, if you dreamed big enough, if you were tough enough and you made yourself tough enough, you sacrificed enough, you became polished and savvy enough and technically equipped to do things that you had, then you learned those things and you just worked yourself to the bone. No matter where you came from, no matter what part of the world, no matter who your parents were, no matter what your poverty level may have been, may not have been, no matter what you had, what you didn't have, no matter what people had told you, didn't tell you, all of that, if you made yourself and took advantage of that opportunity, got yourself ready, and you were ready to behave like a champion, you could get in that ring on one given night and make the world fair and have your hand lifted and be called champion of the world.
Then what are you willing to sacrifice? Everything!
You've been left for dead, big dog. They raped you off, soon to be forgotten about. Nobody's coming back for you. But I'll tell you what, the fight's not over until you're put in the fucking ground. So as long as you're still breathing, there is hope. True dogs will fight to the death. And let me tell you something, big dog. That heart you have inside you is made of pure savage and pure ferociousness.
My whole life has been about hardship. Life is designed to go through a difficult journey and see how you come out the other end. And if you come out the other end successful, you have a story. And through that story, you can help other people get through their journeys
Front squats.
in life. But if you don't come through your own journey, you have no story to tell. And that's how you grow. You don't grow, you know, if you like bench pressing and you bench press every day, you're not growing. You know, you do squats if you hate squatting. I hate running, so I run a lot. And this helps my mind grow. Whereas, you know, all the niceties are gone, the rag is myself. I want to drain it to where there's no more water dripping out of it. To literally, I've drained myself completely of every bit of energy and every bit of focus and every bit of drive I have to where I know I have nothing left.
But I know what hate does to a man. Tears him apart. Turns him into something he's not. Something he promised himself he'd never become. That's what I need to tell you. To let you know how hard I'm trying not to cave under the weight of all the awful things I feel in my heart. Sometimes my life feels like a deadly balancing act. What I feel slamming up against what I should do.
The most dangerous person in the world is a man that is broken and alone.
Man, I've trained 99% of my life alone. No one had me on the back. I did all of the work alone. And while I'm still hard on myself, I know what I did. So whenever times get bad, people are, all this, who's gonna carry the bullshit? That's real.
You always have to be the person who roots for you before everyone else does.
Their words were never strong enough to stop you. The only person capable of doing that is you. Prove them all wrong, but in the end, prove yourself right.
I'm obsessed with finding myself now and not having to prove anything to anybody other than myself.
And I think if you can shift from this is hard to no one else will be able to do this, then it flips from being this thing that you're like, oh, poor me, to oh, poor everyone else who's going to have to fucking try. Yeah. And I think that is so much more motivating as a frame for the exact same circumstance.
The person you always knew you could be, shut off the volume, the speakers of society telling you what you can't be. Listen to
Chicken legs. They're fucking gone, bro. Look at it. These are big, bro. It's like the size of a fucking Thanksgiving turkey. Turkey legs.
the voice from within, the energy inside, knowing you can be more than this. Where there are no limitations, excuses, negative energy. It's just high voltage of positive energy. Many battles, easily won on a daily occurrence. The war will never be won. Because that war is a better life. A life of inspirement. Where you lead others to join you in that endeavor and create something epic that we talk about back in the day. Back then, everyone laughed at them for being different. Transformation will always get worse before it gets better. I started with something that was acceptable, it was okay, it was good. I'm putting work in now, destroying it, looks like shit, for something that's gonna be great. The transformation. For betterment. Knowing it gets worse before it gets better. Accepting that. Welcoming it, because through that effort is the glue of transformation of something solid. Remember,
there are people who don't break when they lose everything. They sharpen. Psychology calls this trauma hardening, and it's real. Pain doesn't just hurt, it rewires. Your nervous system starts adapting. Stress that might shut most people down, it becomes a signal. The amygdala stops screaming. The prefrontal cortex takes over. You stop reacting and start calculating. Where most are drawn into chaos, you start to breathe again. Because pressure either crushes you or it cuts the fat off of your purpose. And if you're going through something right now, this is your signal. You are not soft. You are not stuck. You are sharpening. You are not meant to collapse. You are built to carry it. You're built to rise from it. You see, the truth is some of us weren't made to avoid the fire. We were made to walk through it, not the other side forged.
You know, I know there's tough days out there, right? Those tough days where people want to like take off. You know, sit on the couch, I'm calling sick for work, and you know, it feels good when you wake up and you're like, oh man, I'm just gonna call sick and just play hooky today. But a couple hours later, when you're tired of sleeping and you get up, you realize that the world that you live in just continued to live without you. And when you went to work, when you didn't go to work, some major event happened you weren't part of. What I'm trying to say is that the only thing You get tired of sleeping at one point. The only thing that ever can give you peace in the world, where your sleep is pure, is when you give it your all. 110% is left there. Work, in the gym, whatever the endeavor at hand is. You leave it all there. That's the only thing that ever counts for peace in the world. If you don't do that, part of your soul's left there. I mean, if you only give it 60%, part of your soul's left there. And you go to sleep, all you can do is think about it, It's kind of like that expression I always tell you guys, burn the midnight oil now. Otherwise, stay awake in the midnight hours wondering what if. It's hard to embark on things. I'm not saying it isn't. Hard to get up and go to work when you're dead tired and you don't want to go. But what's a lot harder is if you don't go to work, you don't try it, and then something happens remarkable you weren't part of. And all you can do is think back and regret, wondering what could have been if I did show up. You can't answer those questions, man.